You know, certain sounds just take you right back. And for anyone who flew into or out of Hong Kong back in the day, that whole Kai Tak airport vibe,
Yeah.
it's one of those.
Oh, absolutely. That specific buzz.
And speaking of Kai Tak, you shared this really interesting piece about Cathay Pacific doing something, well, pretty special recently, revisiting history.
Yeah, it really caught my eye. It wasn't just like a routine flight. They were deliberately recreating that famous or infamous approach.
Exactly. Kai Tak wasn't just tarmac and terminals. It was an event in itself. That crazy low-altitude turn,
Yeah.
47 degrees, right? Weaving between buildings.
Totally. It was a real spectacle. You don't see approaches like that anymore. Part necessity, part pure drama.
People used to line up to watch it, photograph it. It was iconic Hong Kong.
Right up until '98 when it closed. Those images are still powerful.
So that's our deep dive today, this Cathay Pacific fly past.
Yeah.
Why now? Why that route? What's it all about, really? We're looking at reporting from Travel Weekly here.
Yeah, it's about digging into that connection, between a place, its history, the memories, and maybe where it's headed.
Okay, so let's get into the details. The flight itself, it was Sunday, March 30th.
Right. And the flight number, CX8100, that wasn't random, was it?
No, clever touch.
Right.
For Kai Tak's 100th anniversary.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
And the route took off from the current airport, HKIA,
Huh?
flew past Central, Wan Chai, then over the old Kai Tak site itself, North Point,
Yeah.
and then through Victoria Harbor, like a greatest hits tour.
Wow. So really tracing that path. And I saw an Australian pilot, Adrian Scott, was involved.
Yeah, part of the crew. Adds a bit of an international flavor, I guess.
With a purpose, recreating the Kai Tak experience, celebrating the centenary. And wasn't there something else? Something about the timing?
Yeah, exactly. It tied in with the Hong Kong Sevens, the big rugby tournament.
Ah, right. The debut at the new Kai Tak Sports Park.
Precisely. Building a bridge, you could say, from the old Kai Tak memory to the new development on the same site.
Okay, so it's layers. Nostalgia, anniversary, promoting the new venue.
Which brings us to that nostalgia piece. Why does Kai Tak stick in people's minds so much? What made that landing so memorable?
I think it was the sheer proximity. You felt like you could almost reach out and touch the buildings. It wasn't sterile.
Yeah, none of that miles out over the water approach. You were in the city on final.
And Cathay knew this, right? They tapped into it deliberately.
Seems so. Their brand manager, Edward Bell, basically said they wanted to turn that nostalgia into an event, use the history to boost the Sevens at the new park.
Smart marketing, really. Using heritage to promote the future?
But pulling something like this off, I mean, flying low over Victoria Harbor, that can't be easy.
No way. The logistics must have been pretty intense.
The article mentioned partnering with the government, the Hong Kong SAR government.
Right. To get that temporary restricted flying zone set up over the harbor, that takes serious coordination.
And they didn't just fly it, they made sure it was seen. Publicist Group Hong Kong was involved.
Yeah, they brought in photographers, guys apparently famous for shooting the original Kai Tak landings back in the day.
Wow, that's commitment. So capturing the spirit, not just the flight path.
Exactly. And getting those photos and live streams out there, Christopher Lee from Publicis called it an audacious feat. They wanted it to be memorable.
Seems like they succeeded on that front.
Yeah, the buzz suggests they hit a nerve.
So let's zoom out a bit. Cathay Pacific's role here. It's more than just one flight, isn't it? It connects to their wider place in Hong Kong.
Definitely. They have a long history tied to Kai Tak, obviously. But this move also points forward.
How so?
Well, they're the exclusive founding travel partner for the new Kai Tak Sports Park.
Ah, okay. So a direct investment in the site's future.
Right. It shows they're committed to, sports, arts, culture in the city, not just an airline, but part of the fabric.
So the fly past becomes a symbol of that commitment, linking their past with their role in Hong Kong's future attractions.
Pretty much. They hope, along with the sports park, to draw more international visitors, create these cool, immersive experiences. It's about boosting Hong Kong's image.
And they even made a little documentary about planning the flight, CX8100.
Yeah, a short behind-the-scenes video, which, again, underlines how significant they saw this event. It wasn't just a quick stunt.
Okay, so wrapping this up.
Yeah.
This fly past was quite layered.
Yeah, definitely more than just a plane flying low.
It was tapping into deep-seated nostalgia for this really unique bit of aviation history.
Celebrating a milestone.
And very deliberately linking that powerful past to the present and the future of that specific location in Hong Kong through the new sports park and events like the Sevens.
And for listeners like ours who, appreciate getting the story behind the story, it's a fascinating look at how memory, place, and even corporate strategy can all come together.
It really is. It makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About how often the past gets consciously woven into today's events. And what that says about what we value, what we choose to remember collectively. Like what other iconic spots or moments could get this kind of treatment, and what would the real reason be behind it?
That's a great question to ponder. What ghosts do we choose to bring back and why?
Definitely something to think about.